raise my hands, bow my head. I'm finding more and more truth in the words written in red. You tell me that there's more.
You know, it's winding down, it's getting dark. You know, the family, they like this. They like the electricity, and they like the running water, and they like the AC. But me, I like this. As I've said many, many times, I'm a simple man. And since we got a burn ban, you know, we ain't been in a burn ban, under a burn ban in quite a while. But all of a sudden, the weekend we picked to go camping, what do you know? There's a burn ban. And I was actually going to do a lot of stuff with my boy this weekend. I was going to, you know, cook some stuff on a fire. You know, we did the canteen cup and stuff over that charcoal thing, and you know, it gave me the burn ban gave me a reason to use another one of those charcoal briquettes and check some of that stuff out and see what it could do, what it was capable of. So I mean, we still made lemonade out of lemons, you know. Still had a great trip. But you know, even with a burn ban, so instead of having campfire talk with cokeman250, we're going to have kerosene lantern talk with cokeman250. You know, as I've said many times, I'm a simple man. I love my family, and I work hard. I enjoy life. You know, I don't worry about a lot of things. And the driver of that is because I have a lot of faith. I have a lot of faith that God's going to carry me through whatever life throws at me. I strive harder and harder each day to be a righteous man. You know, I want to be a righteous man. I'm not, but I strive for it. There's a lot of reasons to want to be a righteous man. God promises a lot of things to a righteous man. And, you know, I want to be a righteous man. But other than that, you know, this is kerosene lantern talk with cokeman250. So, what else? Let's see. You know, the world we live in today. A little bit shaky. You know, I'm not going to talk about the bad things that's going on. We all know it. But, let's remember the past. You know, me and some friends of mine was talking the other night, and you know, remember the days whenever, you know, either your kids were young or you were young, and you would tell your kids, or you would be told, you better be home when them street lights come on. You know, I remember them days. I remember Mama saying, them street lights been on a while, where you been? She said, little cokeman250, where you been? Them street lights have been on a while. You know, so, you know, I remember riding in cars without seat belts. And then, you know, if Dad ever had to stomp on the brakes, what'd he do? He threw his arm up across your chest You okay, little cokeman250? Yeah, Dad, I'm alright. You know, the good old days. You know, I can remember my grandpa working three jobs when I was younger, and he never complained, he never said a word. He never complained, he never said a word. You know, he worked. And that's, you know, I ain't gonna lie, I complain. I complain about working. But I'll tell you what, there's a lot worse off people out there. And there's a lot of people who wish they had a job to complain about, probably. But, you know, it's like his whole life. He worked and never complained. So, you never heard a whole lot of people complaining about working back in the day. Back when I was young, anyway. You know, I don't know if it wasn't because I wasn't listening. I had other important things, but it's probably because they just didn't complain a whole lot. You know, they grew up, my grandpa, that generation, born in the 30s, 40s, you know, it was a way simpler way of life back then. They worked hard every day. Most folks grew up on a farm back in those days. So, you know, we've got so spoilt here in America that we complain all the time about everything. We complain about milk prices. But if we had cows to milk, we would probably complain about milking cows. You know, we complain about egg prices, though we would probably complain about going and gathering eggs every morning. You know, I'm not guaranteeing that. You know, I would probably like doing both those things, and I'd like to have cows and chickens, but I would probably complain about it. Not because I'm not a hard worker, but because Americans complain. Not saying that in a bad way, it's just, it's the going consensus. You know, I complain at work a lot, and I catch myself. And complaining, you know, we can complain to friends, you know. We can get things off our chest. Because once in a while, that's what a man needs to do. Or a person. A lady. Well, you know, whatever. That's what needs to happen. But when we go on complaining around folks we don't know, who don't know our character, who don't know anything, that's when it leads to something different. It might bring down their, you know, positivity. It might make them realize, yeah, there is a problem there, and start complaining about the same thing when they're around people. And that mentality of complaining just spreads. I mean, it started somewhere. I don't know where it started, but yeah, it's kind of a rambling on about junk, but hey, this is Kerosene Lantern Talk with cokeman250. Caller 19, you're on the air. Yeah. You know, alright, let's bring it up a notch. Let's be upbeat and positive. How about this one? Put in the comments below, when you were a kid, what did you dream of being when you grew up? When I was a kid, I wanted to be, first of all, I wanted to be an army man. Most people in my family were in the military, in one branch or another. But I don't know. I was pretty out of shape, you know. I don't know. I never went in. I do regret it. Yeah, there's probably still time for me to join, but now I'm so far out of shape, there's probably not going to be any luck for me there. So, and then as I grew up a little bit older, I always wanted to be a chef, a cook, you know. Not like a McDonald's cook, which there's nothing wrong with that. Man's working, you know. He's making his way. He ain't sitting at home on a couch drawing a check. If a man wants to be a cook at McDonald's, or if he is, regardless, you know, that's fine with me. I don't look down on anybody or anybody's job. Reason being, they're doing what they have, you know. They're doing what they got to do to get things done, and I respect that in any man. I don't know if you've ever heard the Sawyer Brown song, Cafe Down on the Corner, but it talks about farmers who've lost their farms. There ain't no fields to plow, and there's a man who's bussing tables at a local cafe. He's got a look in his eye that he looks out of place. But I tell you what, the man's doing what he's got to do. It's a song that hits home with me. I just love the song, and it's got a lot of good words. Maybe you guys should YouTube it and listen to it. It's a real good song. Sawyer Brown, Down on the Corner. Cafe Down on the Corner. Can't remember. But anyway, you know, put down there in the comments, what'd you want to be when you were young? And tell me whether it worked out for you or not. And it's okay, you know, I went a lot different direction with my life. You know, God made other things available for me. God goes by His plans, not what you have planned. So, worked out just fine. So, you guys, let me know. So, this has been Kerosene Lantern Talk with cokeman250 from the land of the free and the home of the brave. God bless. And remember, prep smarter and pray harder. Little cokeman250, time to come in. The street lights have been on. Night all.